Welcome back to I Heart Azalea, as always free-to-play coverage of Disney Magic Kingdoms. My dad and I are playing the 101 Dalmatians Tower Challenge.
Can you feel it? The kingdom's magic, it's changing somehow. As if everything has been knocked off kilter. I've cast spell after spell in hopes of fixing it, but they're not having nearly as much of an effect as I'd like. This doesn't bode well at all, not one little bit.
Ha ha ha, ha 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 ha. Insolent fools, up until now, my curses may have been thwarted, but no longer, for this spell is different than the others. This curse will steal away the dreams of everyone in the kingdom, transforming it into the place where nightmares come true.
This is our first tower challenge video, so first we're going to introduce tower challenges. The 101 Dalmatians Tower Challenge is the first tower challenge in a new style, though. We'll have to talk a little about the old styles, because what changed in the past might help you see what parts of the current system are more likely to change. There are two things you collect in a tower challenge: points and Maleficent coins. You can only get points by sending characters to challenge the tower. There are 3 chapters in the tower challenge, and each one has certain characters which are the only ones allowed to challenge the tower. Having characters challenge the tower is the main way you get coins too, but there are other ways. You turn points into rewards with milestones and a leaderboard for each chapter, kind of like with mini events. You turn Maleficent coins into rewards in the tower event shop, which has been the big thing that's changed over the 3 historical tower challenge styles. In the first style, there used to be a grand prize character, such as Scar, who's for pay to wins. For the free-to-plays, there would be 3 attractions, such as the Lantern attraction. These could be from the same event or 3 different events. There would also be 3 characters such as Li Shone, which were from the same events as the attractions. In the second style, they'd have every character from an old event, but no new characters and no attractions. They'd also have assorted other items such as this Lilo and Stitch chest. In the new style, they changed having all these characters to having chests with characters from multiple events. We'll go into this later. First, let's talk about actually challenging the tower. You can send 1 to 5 characters at a time to challenge the tower. It currently takes 4 hours and can be skipped with skip tokens. It used to be 2 hours, but I don't see the 4 hours changing anytime soon. Each chapter has 1 feature character. For 101 Dalmatians Chapter 1, it was Figaro. Even though there's only 1 choice for the feature character, you still have to select the feature character if you have them. Otherwise, the challenge will waste that slot by running nobody. The other 4 slots have options that stay the same for each chapter. For 101 Dalmatians Chapter 1, the slot 1 characters were Goofy, Jessie, Pinocchio, and Cinderella's Prince Charming. The slot 2 characters were Stromboli, Sully, Woody, and Mr. Mittens. The slot 3 characters were Bo Peep, Ducky, Honest John, and Merryweather. The slot 4 characters were Boo, Eve, Geppetto, and Ham. In Chapter 2, the feature character was Charlotte La Bouffe. The slot 1 characters were Bagheera, Tinkerbell, Dr. Facilier, and Wally. The slot 2 characters were Woody, Rapunzel, Mr. Mittens, and Tiana. The slot 3 characters were Cinderella, Dewey, Flower, and Mama Odie. The slot 4 characters were Mickey Mouse, Mother Gothel, Eudora, and Scrooge McDuck. In Chapter 3, the feature character was Caterpillar. The slot 1 characters were Bo Peep, Miko, Queen of Hearts, and the Emperor. The slot 2 characters were Lady, Sarge, Alice, and Mr. Mittens. The slot 3 characters were Mickey Mouse, the Captain, Cheshire Cat, and Trusty. The slot 4 characters were Cinderella, Mad Hatter, Mo, and Miss Bianca. There is some randomness about how many points and coins each challenge run pays out, but it's within a range that's shown to you on the challenge screen. You get more points and coins for running more characters and using higher level characters. There's also a full team bonus for challenge runs using all 5 slots including the feature character. And there's a bonus collection for each of the 4 non-feature slots. These change randomly with each challenge run. Here, the bonus collections were Pinocchio, Toy Story, and Wally, which is why I used Pinocchio, Stromboli, Bo Peep, and Eve. Slot 3 had Bo Peep and Ducky, so I could have used either and gotten the same bonus. The bonus collection is more important than character level. You'll get more with a bonus level 1 than a no bonus level 10. Each tower character gets one free run per chapter and then gets tired, except for the feature character, who never gets tired. You can make them not tired with refreshes, which look like cookies and cocoa.
It costs 4 refreshes per character in Chapter 1, 5 per character in Chapter 2, and 6 per character in Chapter 3.
We'll cover refreshes later, but you have to use yours wisely. If you have the feature character, you should either be running the full team or the feature character only, so you don't waste refreshes on a run that doesn't get you the full team bonus. If you don't have the feature character, you may have to avoid running characters when they aren't in the bonus collection.
Even if you have the feature character, the decision to run the feature character only or the full team should be based largely on how many bonus collections you'll use in that run. In general, you should keep your tower characters at home when they aren't challenging so they won't be partway through an ability when you need them. Also, pay attention to when chapters end. Part of this is so you don't tie up a Chapter 2 character on some 24-hour ability you started running late in Chapter 1. Part is so you collect your last run. If your characters finished the 4 hours but you didn't collect it before the chapter ended, you get no points or coins and your refreshes get wasted. Another thing to remember is that these challenge characters aren't a mystery. The developers always send a message before a tower challenge with the characters. It's also on Disney Magic Kingdom's webpage. That's why I knew Figaro would be the first feature character and got a legendary chest to get him.
Humph, hardly a setback at all. That spell was merely a taste of what's to come.
Ha ha, good show, good show. The forces of evil may be on the rise, but they're no match for us.
You just saw the cutscenes for beating Chapter 1. This means reaching the 5th and final milestone for the chapter. You can still accumulate event points for the seasons and shop restrictions after the 5th milestone, but if milestones are your concern, you may want to stop spending refreshes in Chapters 1 and 2 after the 4th or 5th milestone. If you got these 30,000 points, you would have gotten the Attraction Enchantment Chest and vanquished Maleficent's first crystal. If you'd stopped at 20,000, you would have gotten a Princess and the Frog Legendary Chest, but you would have seen these loser cutscenes instead.
Ha, if that simple a hex stymied my foes, then this next spell will destroy them utterly.
Steady on. No matter the obstacles in our way, the forces of good will win out, or my name isn't Merlin, which it is.
I got Louis in my legendary chest but theoretically could have gotten the next feature character in this chest. But I earn gems quickly so I just used those to get Charlotte. It's been 2 tower challenges in a row with all 3 chapters using Maleficent coins for the first 2 milestones, followed by elixir ingots, a legendary chest, and an attraction enchantment chest. Before, you'd only get the legendary chests for Chapter 1 and 2 milestone 5, and only get attraction enchantment chests for Chapter 3 milestone 5. Some had 2 legendary chests in a milestone, though, which is how I got Tigger and Rue. For the other 2 chapters milestones, the Maleficent coins and elixir ingot sizes increase, as well as the required coins for milestones 2 to 5. Chapter 2 has an Alice in Wonderland legendary chest at milestone 4, so again I could have gotten the feature character for the next chapter this way, but didn't. I got a lame old pillar bench and had to use gems to get the caterpillar not in bench form. If you lose Chapter 2, you see these cutscenes.
Yes, all according to plan. My new curse is almost complete, and more powerful than ever.
Now, don't lose hope. It's always darkest before the dawn, you know. So long as we keep believing in the kingdom.
If you win, you vanquish another crystal and you see these cutscenes.
Impossible, how could I have? No matter, we shall see how they fare against all the powers of the underworld.
Blow me to Bermuda, what a performance! At this rate, we'll have swept away this new curse in no time.
Maleficent also transforms her tower to try to make it harder for you to defeat. The milestones don't actually change if you vanquish the first 2 crystals. Chapter 3 had a Luca legendary chest for milestone 4. I had both the Luca attractions and all characters except Ercole, so naturally I got some lame pasta stand. We'll show you the winner cutscenes at the end of the video, but this is what you see if you lose Chapter 3.
Ha 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 ha, all cower before the mistress of evil. This is only the beginning. I will return, and return again, until the kingdom lies in ruins for all eternity.
There. If at first you don't succeed, continue to fight back against the forces of evil. That's how I've always thought the saying should go, at any rate.
Returning to the topic of refreshes, 5 per day can be bought in the token shop for 200 elixirs each. Days for the token shop begin at 10 AM Eastern in winter and 11 AM Eastern in summer.
Sets East Coast bias.
Okay, fine, 3 PM Universal Time. They also give some refreshes as calendar rewards or leaderboard rewards. Maleficent's Weird Skull Crows occasionally give refreshes, but usually just give Maleficent coins. Similarly, the Cobalt chests you get for watching ads on the Tower Event shop page usually give Maleficent coins but sometimes give refreshes. And you get them through explorations, which we'll cover in a bit, but the biggest source is through the refreshes section of the event page. Free-to-plays can get periodic refreshes from 4 attractions, 2 in Chapter 1, a third starting with Chapter 2, and a fourth starting with Chapter 3. Pay-to-wins with the Kingdom Pass have a 5th slot with its own attraction choices. The attractions don't always pay out a refresh when their timer runs out. Attractions with higher enchantment levels have a higher probability of giving a refresh each time. These refreshes are like the magic for characters at home in that they still collect even if you haven't collected them. They're not like character activities where being more active gets you more. Regardless of how you get the refreshes, they carry over from chapter to chapter, but you lose any leftovers when the tower challenge ends. As for explorations, free-to-plays can run 2 at a time. Pay-to-wins with the Kingdom Pass can run 3 at a time. These are character activities for 4 to 12 hours. There's a new set that opens up for each chapter, but you can run old chapters' explorations in later chapters of the same tower challenge if you didn't finish. Your characters need to be level 3+ for the Chapter 2 explorations and level 5+ for the Chapter 3 explorations. For 101 Dalmatians, Azalea, Julia, Henry Jones Sr., Luca, and Machiavelli were in all 3 chapters. Bo Peep and Sarge were in chapters 1 and 2. Blue Fairy, Cinderella, Jiminy Cricket, Mickey Mouse, Pete, Tinkerbell, and Woody were in chapter 1. Buzz Lightyear, Celia May, Drizella Tremaine, Goofy, Ham, Jessie, Louie, Mike Wazowski, and Prince Naveen were in chapter 2. Daisy Duck, Donald Duck, March Hare, Minnie Mouse, Mother Gothel, Nick Wilde, Prince Philip, White Rabbit, and Will Turner were in chapter 3. Every exploration pays out some refreshes, and finishing a row or column will pay out more as a bonus. Every 3 explorations will lead to either 1 radiant chest or 3 shadow spirits. This happens at the start of the 3rd exploration, 6th, and so on, not when you collect the refreshes at the end. I don't know how likely each is, but anecdotally it seems like 50% probability of a radiant chest and 50% probability of shadow spirits. The radiant chests pay out Maleficent coins and possibly 1 or 2 gems. The shadow spirits stop you from running new explorations until you get rid of all 3, but the explorations already running continue. These are the same shadow spirits that sometimes show up in mini-events. There are 3 characters who can clear them, 2 kingdom characters, and an event character who can do it faster. Each shadow spirit removal requires 2 lanterns and 2 lotus candles. They all come from 1-hour character abilities that stay the same for the full tower challenge. For 101 Dalmatians, Mr. Mittens, Jessie, and Zurg cleared the shadow spirits. Alberto, Bullseye, Chief Bogo, Luca, Machiavelli, and Mickey Mouse's research magic got the lantern. Dale, Ercole, Forky, Louie, and Sarge got the lotus candle. You will stop collecting lanterns and lotus candles once you finish clearing the 3rd shadow spirit. So make sure you tap the checkmarks on your last lantern and lotus flower runs before the checkmark for the 3rd shadow spirit. Shadow spirits are annoying, but at least you get some Maleficent coins each time you banish one. And if you get to 90,000 coins, you could get a sapphire chest that gives you a legendary character, Gord, Grumpy, Hades, Hector Rivera, Jack Jack, Lufu, Marlin, or Shan Yu. Don't pay attention to that character not guaranteed part. They're just saying that if you already had all 8 characters, you'd get your 90,000 Maleficent coins back. And if you have leftover Maleficent coins at the end of the tower challenge, they convert to gems. For 55,000 coins, you could get a ruby chest that gives you an epic character, Abuelita, Dory, Hercules, Maurice, Mr. Incredible, Mulan, Shank, or Snow White. I got one of these and got Mulan. Again, ignore the part about character not guaranteed, which means they refund your 55,000 Maleficent coins if you already have all 8 epic characters. The shop also had some stuff I wouldn't recommend, a concession, a decoration, and 3 decoration chests. So why is this the 101 Dalmatians Tower Challenge? It's because of the magical chests that unlock with 20,000 points. You could get these twice per tower challenge, and each 12,000 Maleficent coin purchase would actually get you 2 chests. Anecdotally, one of the 2 would give a concession and one would give a character. So, you could spend up to 24,000 coins on these to receive 2 characters and 2 concessions in 4 chests. I suspect that if you had all the 15 characters, you'd get 2 concessions instead of 1 concession and 1 character. There were 8 concession choices. For the characters, 5 101 Dalmatians characters were possible: the legendary Cruella, the epic Perdita, the rare Patch, the uncommon Raleigh, and the common Penny. But there were just as many frozen possibilities: Hans, Elsa, Ryder, Fire Spirit, and Olaf. And there were as many onward characters: Ian, the Manticore, Laurel, Dad, and Blazy. Azalea got the Fire Spirit in her first set and Laurel in her second. The other items that required passing some points thresholds included elixir ingots. You could get up to 10 large for 1,200 coins each if you reached 50,000 points. If you reached 75,000 points, you could get up to 10 extra large for 2,400 coins each. I got an extra large but regretted it once I converted it to elixir. These don't give you enough and you're better off with more gems after your Maleficent coins convert. I also got Mickey Mouse's Walt Disney World 50th anniversary costume for 24,000 Maleficent coins. The hard part was getting the 100,000 points to unlock it. It was also in the Luca Tower Challenge shop with the same points threshold, but I don't know if some similarly rare items will be in future Tower Challenge event shops with these high thresholds. The Platinum chests, however, had an even higher threshold of 120,000 points. If you got that far, you could get up to 3 for 10,000 coins each. These chests are kind of dumb, in my opinion. They pay out concessions that are not easily available right now, but they're just concessions and I even have some of these. Maybe I got them from concession chests. I'd rather have 3 to 4 gems, though. Speaking of things that look like crystals, we vanquished all 3 of Maleficent's crystals, so this is her reaction.
No, no, this cannot be. This kingdom has not seen the last of me. I will return and I will not rest until I have destroyed every dream in the land.
Good heavens, can it be? You've bested the curse outright. Why I'm overjoyed is what I am. Thanks to you, the kingdom's dreams have never been bigger or happier.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.